Hello. It's like funny because I'm fully aware of, what you think, what you think, how you perceive things, even if I directly tell you why I'm doing something. You just seem to constantly interpret it however you want to. But I knew that you saw it this way because when I did it, there was somebody on Instagram that had the way that I've noticed this whole gang stalking thing essentially is that it seems like when I follow a person, everything's fine, and then randomly, their content, it doesn't necessarily change, right? It just changes. No, it's the energy, okay? Their energy switches. As soon as they see that I'm there, they'll start doing things and like making videos about something I literally just did. It's no coincidence because like they'll come in my feed several times. They're like, "Oh, that's really cool. I really like that. That's awesome." And then like I'll be watching. I'll maybe make a comment, one or two comments, and after I make that comment, now suddenly your content is pertaining to something that I did. And when this happened, when this happened, the video was about women being petty and trying to make a man jealous or something like that, right? And I would like to talk about this scenario because it's been brought up a couple times. Okay. I'm not justifying, okay, speaking to someone else. I don't need to justify it because I'm single. Okay. I'm single. There is no fucking relationship. So if you think that you can do something like ghost me because there's no relationship, why can't I talk to people when there's no relationship? Logic, right? I'm single, and I've been single for a very, very long, my whole life, essentially. Um, like my first boyfriend kind of was my boyfriend, but it wasn't really like a real thing. Okay, so here's what happened. All right, um, there was a series of ghosting. As the ghosting went on, I determined that I didn't want to deal with you anymore, so I didn't. I said, I'm done, as I usually do, because I cannot handle the ghosting. I have abandonment issues. You cannot keep ghosting me. So, during that time, I decided that I wanted to talk to someone that I had spoken to before. In fact, I actually confused him because I plumb forgot about G for a little bit. I thought this guy was the last person I slept with when I had my little celibacy, okay? I stopped having sex in 2020 and I didn't have sex again until 2022 with G, okay? So I reached out to this guy and he happened to not be in town, okay? Plan averted. I can't do that now. And I'm actually really horny, so I'm going to contact G now, and I'm gonna talk to G. That's what's happening. All right. So before I decide to, you know, mingle again, I let him know that I had actually contacted someone else and they were unavailable. It wasn't to make him jealous. His immediate reaction was like, well, then we're done then, because I solicited someone else for, what you're not providing because you've ghosted me and you've been gone for like 5 weeks at this point. We're not a couple, right? So somehow we're done when I already was done. This shit is so tacky and messy. Oh my God, it's so fucking toxic, but it's not, okay? I wasn't trying to be toxic. Y'all are He's aware. I know you're aware. You try to act like you're not, but I know that you're aware that people are in my phone. People are stalking me and shit. So what would it look like for me to just act like it never happened, knowing that you know? And that's what I said. Why are you telling me this? Because I don't know who you know. I don't know what you're up to. If somebody tries to tell you that I tried to talk to so and so, I wouldn't want you to have that conversation. I'm gonna tell you myself. It's not about making you jealous. I don't want to make you jealous, but you ghosted me for a very long, extended amount of time. I have needs. I'm an adult. I went and looked elsewhere because to some extent, I can get it elsewhere if I really put the effort towards it. But no. All right. So then another extended ghosting period happened. This time it was like for 3 months. It was from December to February. During that time, I contacted the man of the hour and we're just chatting. Man of the hour can't be here. He's in Maryland. But I'm lonely. And again, I'm horny. Okay. To some extent, the root does run me, but not a lot, because if that was the case, I would have been done something already. But I'm just texting. Okay. And so after sending these pictures, I sent the pictures to the man of the hour, right? After sending these pictures and us having our little session and talking and flirting, and this went on for actually kind of a while, to be honest with you. It started on his birthday in November. So before I was ghosted. But I just it wasn't supposed to be that. All right? It wasn't supposed to be that. I texted him and said happy birthday or some shit. All right? And he ended up texting me back. And I wasn't expecting that. So after like a couple weeks, I found that he was texting me quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, before the whole pictures being sent, I had told G, hey, I just want to let you know that, I texted old boy and he, he's been texting me back. And I wasn't really expecting it to be like that, but I just want to let you know that that's going on. This is not to make you jealous. Because at that time, there wasn't any funny business. He was just asking me, how are you doing today? And, are you okay? And that's the type of shit that I fucking need that you were not doing. I'm single, right? I'm single. So are you. You think it's okay to ghost a person because you're single. And I feel like it's okay for me to text people because I'm single. It has nothing to do with trying to make you jealous. I'm an adult with needs that you do not meet. Simple ass fucking shit at that. Because I don't really have a lot of needs. I don't need you to buy me anything. I don't need you to do anything, but just pay attention to me sometimes. That is all I fucking asked for the entire 7 years. And it's not something, we had like a year break. We had like 2 year breaks. It was like a year on, a year off, year on, and then like 2 years on. It doesn't matter. This on and off shit is stupid. But I'm just making you aware of my moves. I'm not trying to make you jealous. I'm not trying to like scare you into fucking with me or showing off my options. That's not what was happening here. And I was trying to make you aware of my moves. There was never any like, oh, he's about to be so pissed. Never. I don't think like that. I don't really function like that. Okay. So then in December, he ghosted me. This is December 2023. And then January, February 2024, I ain't heard from him the whole time. So things kind of randomly escalate between me and the man of the hour. And some pictures were sent and whatnot. I felt bad. So I told the man of the hour I felt bad. Like, hey, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going to have to tell. I'm going to have to tell because, I'm a good girl. I'm going to have to tell. And that's the problem. I tell the truth. I do tell the truth. So I told him I was going to have to tell him about it. I told him that um, I didn't like how I behaved just now because I really do genuinely care for my G thing. And then I said some shit like, he's my first choice. Like, it's very important. The only reason that I liked the man of the hour, okay, when the man of the hour came across my shit, well, there's actually two reasons. I've mentioned before that he had no mutuals. Everybody in my suggested friends had mutuals, except for him. And so that was intriguing. But the very first thing that I noticed when I saw his face was that he looked like G. Just, I only like the man of the hour because I like G. You understand? G's my first choice. I really genuinely love him. But he's made choices. He don't love me. And that's fine. Okay, but what I'm saying is I told G that I sent these pictures, and I told the man of the hour, I feel bad about this. I can hurt him with this, and I don't want to hurt him really, but I'm gonna have to tell him because I don't like, not telling him shit. I lied to him about the STD status, and I'll never lie to him about anything else ever again. That is the facts. I didn't say that part where I'll never lie to him again or anything like that. I just told him that I have to tell him the truth about it. He's gonna end up. He might possibly feel hurt by that, and like, man, I straight up. Essentially, it was like telling the man of the hour, you ain't got the juice like that. So cold, ice cold, baby. You ain't gotta do them like that. But not really, because the man of the hour is a good-looking man. He's got plenty of women in his inbox. You know what I'm saying? It's just that G is my first choice. That's who I want to be with. There was no turning down, and maybe there was. I think because he had made some really nice compliment. He had given me some really nice compliments, some of the nicest compliments I've ever received in my life, and like told me that we timing or whatever. But then he would also say shit like, something about visiting or seeing each other in person. I think he was kind of just future faking, but I wasn't like ever officially turned down by the man of the hour. The distance is like, that's a no-brainer, you know what I'm saying? So I it wasn't that the man of the hour couldn't the man of the hour didn't turn me down. We were texting, and honestly, the part of the point I am in my life and have been for a while, like I would be fine with a long distance sexting relationship and be just completely fine with that. Because like the fear of intimacy and stuff like that, it really didn't bother me that I couldn't see the man of the hour or anything like that. But I'm just saying, he didn't turn me down or anything. I told him, I just hurt my man and I really love him and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? He's my first choice. That is who, all the other options really don't matter because that's who I wanted. That's who I love. So I did finally tell G about it. I told him I sent naked pictures to the man of the hour. And that's when he tells me he's been sick and he's been in the hospital or some shit. But when you're like constantly ghosting someone and they don't know what you're doing and what your life is like and shit like that, and in their spare time, they find someone else to, you know, spend that time with them, that emotional, provide that emotional comfort and connection, right? Um, I didn't know what the fuck you were doing. I didn't really care about what you were doing. Do I think that you were with someone else? Yes. I will continue to feel that way. Maybe you weren't. Ain't no proof. You can't prove that to me, you know? You can't prove that to me. But I didn't do that because you were uh gone, or because I thought you were with someone else. I did that because you were not providing the emotional connection that I needed. He was. You was nowhere to be found. Because I'm not your partner, nobody knew to contact me when you're in the hospital, right? I mean, these are some of the things that happen when you refuse to couple. It was just a cause and effect of refusing to couple with me, because all of the things that would need to be done in the event that you were in the hospital can't be done because we're not a couple. I don't have any rights to your life. So you leave mysteriously, leave me hanging, leave me with needs. If things were different, somebody could call me and be like, "Hey, by the way, he's in the hospital, blah blah." If that really happened, see, because of how you act and how you move like a man who's attached. Maybe you're not attached, but you move like one. You know what I'm saying? You move like one. So you did all that, and I did what I did, okay? um but I came to you immediately and told you, and then you're like, "I was just in the hospital. Congratulations on getting some attention," right? uh I didn't tell you. I even sent him the screenshot showing where I told old boy that he was my first choice and that's who I love. Like, I was trying to show him, like, hey, I wasn't trying to, stuff happened, but I still love you and that's who I want to be with, but you ghosted me again, so you know what I'm saying? And then he ghosted me again because he said he was still not well and he didn't want to argue with me, and then he showed up and then he ghosted me again. He showed up and he ghosted me again. I was trying to be honest about the things that I was doing because I just didn't want any secrets between us, but I'm single. In the same way that you can try to say that you ghosted me because we weren't together and you had no responsibility or obligation to me. I know what I just heard is true because you repeatedly said that you didn't want the responsibility of a relationship, and so therefore one of those things is being in communication with an individual. But what you're not understanding is that prostitutes get treated better. At least they get paid. I'm just getting a wet ass, nothing in return. You're not understanding that. You do not understand how that makes somebody feel, especially when their whole life has been nothing but perversion and nastiness. Okay? So, you think that you can do that. All right. Well, here's what I thought I could do. I thought that I could text and talk to other people. And it only happened twice in the whole time. And this whole, since 2022, okay, we had sex in 2022. And then that guy actually was here. There's a video about it. There's a video on this channel about it. So I didn't hide that. But we go all this time from 2023 until now. Okay. And there's only 2 instances. Actually, there might be 3. I might have talked to the other guy a couple more times, just like intermittently. And then I didn't say anything about it because you threatened to stop dealing with me for talking to somebody, but you aren't in a relationship with me. That is just so unfair. I'm not allowed to talk to anybody at all, nobody, while you sit and ignore me. I'm not allowed to go look at any other option. No, I just got to sit here and talk to nobody while not being wined and dined, not being, fucked regularly, not being talked to at all. None of that shit. And like, I'm not even trying to make you jealous. It's just, what other options are out there? Because this motherfucker ain't on it. That has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and what you were doing, whether that be dealing with someone else or not. I wasn't messing with anybody because I thought you were dealing with someone else. It's because I truly wanted to get the fuck away from you because the way you treat me was terrible. I'm not going to um, act like you didn't, because you did. Okay? And like, I hear what you think the problem is with me, but all of it is cause and effect. You did something unkind repeatedly. You want me to just only talk to you, but you don't want to be in a relationship with me. You don't want the responsibility of a relationship. And then when I go and talk to anybody, you're like, oh, you're trying to make me jealous. No, I have options as well. And I'm not really. Not really. I actually don't. Because I also don't want you to talk to anybody. Because you're my number one choice. All the other ones just, you ain't got the juice like that. That's how I feel. Okay. They ain't got the juice like that. Okay. And the thing is, yes, you treated me. I don't think that you treated me well, but I have a lot of patience because I can see that, I have understanding. I've told a lot of you. You already know. I have so much understanding. So it extends my level of patience for people. I've had a lot of patience for you. And it's like, there'll be people who'll be like, oh, well, if you really like somebody, then it wouldn't matter. It would, if you were being like emotionally neglected and shit. It would matter. Let me see what else is out there. But I definitely wasn't trying to make you jealous. It was the fact that, and I told you that. When you asked me why I told you about the other dude, I was like, because what if we got into something more serious and then some gossip came around and you found out that I did this? Would that make you feel good? Right. No, it wouldn't. So I'm trying to tell you right now. And actually, that's a lesson that I already learned. That's a lesson that I already learned when I was dealing with my son's dad. It wasn't about with my son's with Jeremiah's dad. With Jeremiah's dad, there was one instance in which he claims he was being faithful, but he claims he was being faithful, but I ended up sleeping with someone, and I didn't say anything about it. And I can't exactly remember why. I think I just got tired of constantly being. I know that y'all have this thing where you want women to be faithful to you before there's any type of relationship. I've been with you, not you, but I was with him for like 4 years, off and on. And like, he would try to make these challenges where I don't fuck anybody for X amount of time and shit like that. I wasn't fast, first of all. But like the time he would extend the time. He would extend the time and be like, okay, a year. If you can go without sleeping with somebody else for 6 months, I'll be your boyfriend. This is the type of shit these people do. Like, right? And 6 months will go by and he's still not my boyfriend. So then I said, I was just about to make you my girlfriend. And then we break up. And then, break up. And then, he'd come back and he'd do these challenges again. And like, I'm just, you leave me on this little line. You have these little carrots that you put out that you're going to get a relationship if you just wait. Okay, you're the longest I've ever waited. You are the longest I ever waited. Okay, the second behind that is Jeremiah's dad. And my son is 17 years old, soon to be 18 in 10 days. 11 days. In 11 days, my oldest child will be 18 years old. He and I, like, officially split up and never dealt with each other again when he was 3. Okay? So, in these 15 years since leaving that individual, I have never waited on anyone. The longest, 9 months. Okay? The longest I ever waited for someone to try to date me was 9 months after Jeremiah's dad. I never tried that dumb shit again. Okay? But then I met you. And something about you, because it's definitely not how you treat me. It's something about you. I actually like you as a person. It's not about what you give me. It's not about how you treat me. It's about you as a person. But what keeps me from wanting to talk to you or deal with you, even though I have recently, is how you treat me. I waited for all this time because of you and who you are as a person. That's why it sounds so weird that I would still be mad, or I would still be hurt, or I would still like have any type of hope that it could work out, is because of you as a person, not how you treat me, not what you give me. I was waiting on you as a person. And other than my oldest child's father, there is nobody that I waited for this long. So at this point, I'm out of patience, and you keep having all these excuses. Ashley was trying to make me jealous. No, the fuck, I wasn't. I am single. Just like you have your excuses of what you do because you're single, I'm allowed to have those fucking excuses. It has nothing to do with what I think you were doing, because it doesn't matter what I think you were doing. You kept ghosting me. I'm being neglected. I have needs. So I went elsewhere because I'm single. That ain't fair. And so we're gonna clarify that one again. I love being misunderstood. And the funniest thing is, I love being misunderstood when it's been said to you. Because it was. It was said to you. I told you exactly my motives for why I told you about this shit. Because the only thing I've ever tried to do is gain your trust. And if everybody's sitting and talking about what I'm texting and who I'm talking to and all that stuff, and you're hearing it and you know about it and I didn't tell you about it, would that build your trust? Fuck. Good night.